Lay down. Go lay down. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Okay, today I'm going to be doing some repotting, and I'm actually going to be converting 2 of my Hoya to Leca, which I'm excited about. And then I also have some things that were growing in my grow box that I'm going to be putting in Leca. So I'm going to show you, not only is this going to be like a repot video, but I'm also going to show you how to convert a plant from soil to Leca. And I know I have a video on this from a long time ago, but I needed to do it anyway. So I was like, let me just film it for all you newbies that are new to my channel. Hi, I'm Nicole and I love plants. And I like Leca, and so do my Hoya. So this is the first Hoya that I'm gonna be, I just dripped it all over my plant folio. The good thing about my plant folio is that it's waterproof. My plant folio is a lifesaver for repotting, using Leca, pretty much anything, watering your plants. I have it on my table today because I have it on these rubber mats, and it's gonna make it really easy for me to just take the soil and put it out in my garden once I unpot these plants. So let's get started. The first plant that I have is my Hoya parasitica, and it's so cute. Why can't I remember where I got this from? I just went there. It slipped in my mind. It was in one of my shop with me videos, but it already has new leaves coming in. Look at that. So pretty. I love the splashiness of it. It's in this like cocoa coir, perlite, orchid bark type of mix. So I'm going to take it out, and I'm guessing it's going to be fairly simple. I haven't watered it in a while, so it should be pretty dry. And then I'm going to put it into this little Leca pot. I have a bunch of these. I got these on Amazon. They're in my store, my Amazon store, so linked below if you're interested. But it comes with the pot. It also has like a little window there so you can see where your water level's at. And then it comes with the net pot too. So this is the net pot that I use. And the plant sits in here, which sits in this pot. And then I also string some shoelace string through the bottom of it so that I'm not using as much Leca solution. So let me do that now. And you can reuse these as long as you wash them really well, as long as you don't have any pests. But see, it sits like that, and then it sits in the pot. And through capillary action, it wicks up the nutrient water, and the Leca balls get wet, and the plant loves it. Hoya love Leca. If you're looking to start on Leca and you're curious about what type of plant to use, I would definitely use a Hoya. I mean, honestly, any Hoya. Start with a cheaper one, just in case you lose it, if your plant doesn't like it. But I have most of my Hoya back here in Leca, and they're living their best life. Excuse me, can you go lay down? Go lay down. Quit walking around. Lay down. Anyway, let's take this out of here and see what we're working with. Whoa, look at those roots. Okay, so we could see what's in here. There's some slow release fertilizer. Here's some perlite. We got a whole bunch of orchid bark here. It doesn't look like there's any soil in here, which is totally fine. Hoya love a good airy mix, but also, yeah, it's pretty much all orchid bark. All of it is orchid bark, and it's pretty happy in here. Now, the reason I'm switching it out is because I love to have my Hoya in Leca, just because I do, because they love it. I have a ton of it, and the only plants I really have in soil are like my more leafier aeroids, but I just prefer my Hoya and Leca. It is harder to get the orchid bark off of the roots than it would be if you just had it in soil, because it really grows through the orchid bark. Like I have to get all of this off. So the key to transferring plants that were once in soil or a different medium other than leca, you need to get all of that medium off of your roots. Just take it all off as best as you can. You may damage some roots in the process. It happens. It's not the end of the world. Hoyas are super resilient. But see, like, these are growing through the orchid bark. Let's focus on that. See that? So you might rip a few roots off in the process. But I'm doing pretty good at keeping them intact. I have another Hoya that's in soil, so I'll be able to show that to you. But look at that. We got it all off, and I'm gonna go over to the sink and give it a nice good rinse, but that looks pretty good. Okay, I'm gonna also take the other Hoya out of the soil. This is my Hoya matildemel. It's not what it's called. That's the name of this one. Melodithii. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's freaking beautiful though. Like I love it so much. I got this from Kelly Hoya over on Instagram. She sent it to me in a trade. Ooh, those roots look good too. Look at that. It's actually in Dela tanks. Nice roots. Ooh, it's doing good. Yeah, it likes Dela tanks. Again, it's just my preference to have all of my Hoya in Leca. It also helps with like a watering schedule. Obviously, certain plants soak up more Leca solution than others and on different schedules. But it just helps me in like knowing that all my Hoya are in the same medium, same fertilizer schedule, mostly the same watering schedule. I top them off every 2 weeks or so, and then I repot or I flush it out every month or so. So, hey, that was pretty good. That was an easy, I got the soil off pretty easily there. Those are a lot of roots. This looks great. When she sent it to me, it just had one leaf, and it just recently put out this other leaf, and it just looks so pretty. If you're not following her already, make sure you go follow Kelly Hoya on Instagram. I'll link it here. But oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna take both of these plants over to the sink, and I'm just gonna give the roots a little rinse, and then we'll be right back. You wanna come with me? Okay, we got our roots all clean. Jay's over here having some cereal next to me. Oh no, it's not cereal, I cooked. Duh. So if you hear a fork on a plate, I apologize. Anyway, okay, so now we're gonna put these into Leca. I have a huge tub of Leca next to me, and I'll be honest, I haven't used Leca in quite some time because I just haven't had the need to up pot since we moved in, really. And I'm trying a new coffee. This is the Nitro Cold Brew by Starbucks. It's the vanilla, it's really good. It's nitrogen infused. So like when you open it, it makes a sound, and it's really creamy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put some Leca in the bottom of this cash po, and not too much either, because you just want like a small layer of Leca on the bottom, and then the roots will sit right on top of them, just like that. Ta-da! You want to kind of hold the plant while you backfill with Leca. And that's pretty much it. And then we will give it some nutrient water. What I've been using as fertilizer for my plants has been Arbor. I just recently did a video featuring them. Well, they sponsored a video of mine. And my plants have been loving it, loving it. So I definitely recommend it. Now, Leca plants call for a specific nutrient water solution. Because they're not in soil, they need those, ooh, Leca down. Your plants need specific levels of nutrients in order to survive and thrive and grow. And we have to make that nutrient water because it's not in soil. So, but what I'm gonna do first is as soon as I plant my plants in Leca, like once I transfer them from soil to Leca, I typically give them a period of time where they're just in water and Super Thrive. But since I've been using Arbor, I kind of switched from Super Thrive to Arbor. So I'm using a little bit of the Arbor plant food. And they'll be in that for about 2 weeks. So then, you know, then I'll do a flush. And I'll flush that water out of the Cash Po. And then I'll give them the nutrient solution water. You just don't want to shock your plant. I'm sure you can go straight from being in soil to being in Leca with a nutrient solution, but you just don't, I don't know. I worry about shocking my plant from one medium to the next and then like one type of nutrient to the next. So I just like it to go through a little transitional period. That might not make any sense. It might just be in my head, but that's what I do and that's what's worked. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, then when we pot our little tag in there. Oh my God, I'm watching the squirrels in my yard because I have patio windows like right behind the camera and they're running back and forth going nuts and they're distracting me. But look at that, happy little Hoya. And then we're gonna pot it in there and then I'm just going to simply pour my solution into the pot. And once it gets, see how you could see it filling up? Well. Once it gets to the top, I'm gonna stop because I don't have to give it any more because of those shoestrings that are hanging below the yarn. It'll soak it up. So it's nice to not have to use as much solution. Okay, moving on to the next one. I got one down and a few more to go. Now these are the only two that were already in soil or orchid bark, whatever that was. I have some other plants I got as a gift that are just in water because they're propagating. So I'm gonna show you a couple of those when I'm done with this. We have 3 other plants to do. What am I doing? Not that. No, I need this one. Okay, same container. We're gonna string through this string. I'll link this string down below as well. Everything for Leca should be in my Amazon store, but if you have a local plant store that sells like hydroponic materials, go through them. Support local when you can. Coffee sip. I was drinking one of these yesterday morning, I think it was, and my mom was like, she like double took. She was like, are you drinking a beer at like 8 a.m.? I was like, no. And then I actually just got off a phone call with a client, with like a wedding photography client. And I went to go take a sip. We were on FaceTime and I was like, I better not do that because she's gonna think it's a beer. Okay, gonna fill her up. My mom, by the time you see this, they'll be back, but my mom and stepdad just left for Florida. They're actually on a plane right now. They're leaving on a jet plane. So I just dropped them off at the airport and I was like, I'm gonna film some videos because I have the whole house to myself. Easy peasy. Look at how cute. Oh, I love how easy Leca is and it's so clean, you know? Okay, where's that little window? Done. All right, now we have a couple different plants. We have this little guy. I think this is a Trandescantia, I think. It's got the little purple, I don't know. Looks like a snake plant to me. But the roots are hanging in there. They're cute. I'm wondering how these are going to do in Leca. I'm curious to know. Then I have, that's going to go in here. Isn't this cute? Oh my God, I love it. I got this from a friend on Instagram. So cute, and she hand painted it and signed it. And then she also put this little cash po in here. So I'm simply just gonna use this, not cash po, net pot. I'm simply gonna use this net pot and just pot it right up in there. I don't need any shoestring for this or yarn because the net pot sits right at the bottom. So I'm just gonna have to keep very minimal water in the reservoir because I don't want the roots to rot. Another key with Leca plants is that you really don't want your roots to be sitting in the water. You want it to just drink water as it wants through the Leca balls or through capillary action, like I mentioned earlier. So that's the trick in learning how to work with Leca, is you just really want a very low, like the very bottom of the Leca balls to be sitting in water, not necessarily the roots. Okay, pop it in there. Oh my God, it looks so cute. So that'll just get a very little bit of water. Look at that. This is terracotta, but it's glazed over, so I'm hoping it doesn't like suck up all my water and make for a bad situation, but we'll see. If I have to put it in a different pot, I can do that. Okay, next up is this snake plant I got from a friend. I have a friend at a wedding venue who is super into plants, and her husband is too, and they work the bar at a venue that I shoot at regularly, like photograph at for weddings, and she brought me this snake plant, and you guys know how I feel about snake plants, but this one is really cool. Like, it's just like the long one, you know, it's not like the little, it might be this spidery one. I'm not sure, but look at these roots. Look at that. And that's just from being in water. Oh my gosh, they're so clean and pretty. Okay, so this one is gonna go in this container, which I think is really cute. I got it from Tucson, obviously. And there's no drainage hole. And this net pot I found fits in there pretty well. So I'm gonna do that. The bottom of this pot is wider than the top, which is actually good for a Leca plant because I can string this through here, fill up that bottom reservoir, and I really never have to worry about the water reaching up to the plant because the net pot can't even go that low. So as long as I just keep a little bit of water in the bottom, this will wick it up and we'll be good to go. Yay. I'm excited to see how this does in Leca. Look at that. It's cute. Oh my God, I actually love how this looks. You guys, could I maybe be liking spider plants? I don't know. We'll see. It's so cute. I love this pot so much. I had a cactus in it for a while and it died. Probably because there was no drainage. But it's perfect for Leca. Look at that. You know, excuse me. I still have a cough, by the way. Simple plants, guys. Simple, simple plants. Also, this is a pretty cute little propagation vessel. Okay, the last one on my list is actually one of Mom's plants. This is part of her elephant bush. She had this in Arizona and the whole plant got frostbite and died except for this piece. And I kind of snipped it and I was like, I'm just gonna put it in my grow box and we'll see what it does. And it came back, thank goodness. And it started growing like little extra leaves right there. Okay, I have to wet this though because it is very stiff. It's just easier to work with sphagnum moss if it's wet. This is not like a woodier stem. So again, I'm curious to know how this is gonna do in Leca. It's a type of a succulent. I'm not afraid to experiment though. Like I have a cactus that is in Leca and it's doing really, really well. Like it's at least tripled in size since I got it. So feel free, just don't be afraid to experiment. Maybe I shouldn't be experimenting on plants like I'm being gifted or plants that like I'm trying to save. It's okay though. I'm confident in that this will make it. And I keep an eye on my plants when I put them in Leca because, you know, I just do. Want to make sure that they're adapting to their new home well. Okay. We got it all off and we're going to put it in this little container. This is a cash po, again, I got on Amazon, and then, oh, I have an extra string in there. And then this is just a cup. It's a metal cup that I got at Michael's, I think. No drainage. I just thought it was really cute. It has like a little vintage look to it. Like the bottom has like these nicks. It just looks vintage. It looks like a vintage cup you'd have in like your bathroom, you know? I thought it was cute. So I use it for Leca. Okay. All right, we got the bottom layer in there. Now we are going to fill it up. And unfortunately it sits sideways because the bottom stick is like very directional. I like the wonky ones anyway. I dropped another one. I love this. This looks so cute. Look at that. Don't look at my face. Look at it. Cute. Okay, I have to put some water in there. I don't know. I lost her. She's gone. Okay. That's it. That's all I got. Fun stuff, right, guys? It's so easy working with Leca. Give it a try sometime. Like I said, you know, if you're gonna give it a try on any plant, I would do Hoya. I just would. A lot of people said that pothos didn't like Leca, but I definitely disagree with that. I have pothos in Leca. I have syndapsis in Leca. I've had adansonii in Leca. You can put a lot of different plants in Leca. A lot of people have their entire collections grown. A lot of people have their entire collections grown hydroponically. So you can definitely grow your plants in Leca. And Hoya, definitely love them. So I started with my Crimson Queen and Crimson Princess. Those are fairly easy Hoya for me to get my hands on out here. So like if I lost one, I wouldn't be worried because I can get one somewhere else. So that would be my tip, is just to use a less expensive Hoya or one that maybe you have multiples of that you can test Leca out with. But if you're interested in any of the products that I use, they will be linked in my Amazon store. If you're looking to use Arbor, you can go check out my latest video on Arbor products, and you can pick some up at Walmart, actually. They're not sponsoring this video, but just to let you know. I am definitely still using them, and I'm loving it. So, all right, guys, that's it. I'm excited because in the coming weeks, I have a collab coming out with someone really exciting, and I have a garden video that's going to go out. Now I know this is a houseplant channel, and I get some controversy every once in a while, like some mixed comments of people not wanting the garden content. I know I'm not a garden channel, but I have a sponsorship with a garden bed, and it came at a great time because we decided to take out our old garden bed that was like falling apart. And they reached out, and I was like, okay, this couldn't have been at a better time. So I'm going to be testing out this garden bed, and I'm going to let you know my honest opinion and what I think. And we're excited because I think it's going to look really cute in the backyard. So I'm excited. We're going to plant some flowers. I'm going to give you a garden tour, a backyard tour, really, so you can see what's blooming and the plans for our garden bed. So I'm excited about that. It probably will be like 1 or 2 videos of outside stuff because I like to keep this about houseplants, and I'm not really doing very much outside this year. I'm just not into the mood. I'm not into it. I'm more focused on my houseplants this summer, which I'm excited about. Lots of visits to nurseries coming up. So if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because I have a lot of fun things coming up, and it's almost summer. I'm excited for that. We could finally get outside and do stuff. Okay, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in my next one. This stuff is good. It's expensive, but it's good. All right, guys. Bye.